Who do you say I am? Near Caesarea Philippi, Jesus asked his disciples a question that would echo through history. Who do people say that I am? The answer came quickly. Some said John the Baptist, some said Elijah. Others believed he was another prophet sent by God. Everywhere Jesus went, opinions followed him. Crowds gathered around him, argued about him, doubted him, praised him, and misunderstood him. Then Jesus made the question personal. But who do you say that I am? The Son of God already knew the answer, but the Son of Mary understood something deeper hidden inside the question. He understood the wounds carried by people who spend their lives searching for acceptance. He understood the scars left behind by mentally and verbally abusive homes where approval was rare and criticism was constant. He understood the child who grew up hearing words like worthless, failure, burden, mistake, lazy, weak, or never good enough. He understood the exhaustion of trying to earn love from people who only offered rejection. Jesus knew what it felt like to stand in the middle of opinions. Some called him demon-possessed. Some called him a blasphemer. Religious leaders mocked him openly. Many people only followed him for miracles and food, not because they truly loved him. Even his hometown rejected him. His own brothers doubted him for a time. He knew the loneliness of being misunderstood by the people closest to him, and still he asked the question, not because he was insecure, but because every person eventually has to answer it for themselves. Who is Jesus? Who is Jesus? Yes, I know I said it twice. The world cannot change his identity by rejecting him, and neither can the world change yours. People may have spoken pain over your life. Parents, spouses, classmates, churches, friends, or people who should have protected you may have torn you down instead. Those wounds cut deep. Long after the words are spoken, the scars remain. Jesus understands those scars. He knows what it's like to love people who misunderstand you. He knows what it feels like to be falsely judged, rejected, and spoken against. He knows the pain of standing before people determined to define you by their opinions instead of the truth. And then Peter answered, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." For a moment, heaven's truth broke through human confusion, but almost immediately the conversation turned towards suffering. From that moment forward, Jesus began telling his disciples that he would suffer many things, be rejected, be killed, and rise again. The Son of God already knew every detail waiting ahead at the cross, but the Son of Mary understood the crushing human weight of speaking those words aloud. He understood the silence that falls across a room when a doctor enters with difficult news. He understood the shaking fear that comes when someone says, "You may need to call the family in." He understood the ache carried in words like hospice, terminal, or the cancer has spread. He understood the heartbreak of hearing the treatment didn't work. Jesus knew what it felt like to tell people he loved that suffering was coming, while also knowing they were not ready to hear it. The disciples could not process it. Peter immediately pushed back against him. In Peter's mind, this was not how the story was supposed to go. The Messiah was supposed to conquer, not die. So the future was supposed to be triumph, not loss. But grief often reacts that way. People resist painful truth. Families claim to hope when doctors speak hard realities. Hearts fight against the thought of losing someone they love. Denial, fear, anger, confusion, and desperation all rise together. Jesus understood every part of that pain. While the disciples still dreamed of earthly kingdoms, Jesus was already carrying the weight of betrayal, scourging, nails, abandonment, and death. Every step towards Jerusalem carried the shadow of the cross, and yet he kept walking. Not because the suffering would be small, not because the grief would be easy, but because love kept him moving forward. Jesus understands the pain of those who live under the weight of terrible news. He understands the sleepless nights in hospital rooms, the tears cried in parking lots, the prayers whispered beside bedsides, and the fear of watching someone slip away. He understands the agony of knowing suffering is coming while trying to stay strong for everyone else. And still, he walked toward the cross. Because the same Savior who understood humanity's deepest emotional scars also came to heal them. The question Jesus asked his disciples reaches every heart today. Who do you say I am? Because how a person answers that question changes everything. Amen.